And welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Kathryn Mademann, and I'm with
Lisa Richardson, and we're so excited today to be at the Beaufort County Administration Building.
We have a lot to talk about, a lot of good things happening. And who are we going to talk to today? Well, we have Jon Rembold, we have Chris Opart, and we also have Scott Grooms. So stay with us.
For more 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We are so excited because today we are in the Beaufort County Administration Building, and we're going to be learning a lot of good information coming up. And first off, we have Jon Rembold, and he is the Beaufort County Airports Director. Jon, so glad to have this time with you today.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, the airport on Hilton Head Island has been a huge piece of the news for many years. There's been so many changes and updates, and we're going to talk about the next big thing coming up, the commercial terminal.
Right.
Yes. So where are we with this project?
Well, the project started years ago because the need really came about because it's an older building. It was built in 1995, current building, and so it's a tight building. It's small, it's a little bit old, and we've made it work for the people, but we've seen so many more passengers now, and the travel experience really needs to be enhanced. And so it's been in the plans for years, and we've been able to move through the design, and we're close to being ready to deliver a first-class terminal to the people.
Well, I think we're excited for this
yes.
because, you know, I like to fly off of Hilton Head in Savannah, but Hilton Head is definitely a location of desire. So, I mean, a couple of things are going on right now. We now have commercial flights coming in, so that's big. We've now, renovated the airstrip, so we can bring in jets, so that's exciting. And now we need a terminal that's going to meet the needs of the passengers and the numbers, correct?
Right, and that's really the key because, you know, Hilton Head Island is the #1 island again.
Yes.
And so the airport plays a role. We're the gateway for the folks who choose to fly in, and we've got to provide first-class facilities.
And we were talking earlier, we're not just talking about the tourist mind, because obviously the permanent residents there need to fly in and out, business meetings, all kind of things, right?
Right, and that we never want to overlook the fact that it's a hometown airport. It's still a small community, and we really do cater towards residents as well. We've got convenient parking, we've got a very easy to navigate terminal, the new one will be as well, and we want to make sure we take care of our residents too.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us a little bit about the design. I mean, I'm curious to know, we have the space, and what's on their mind? What are you thinking about as we put the designs together?
That could be a long conversation, but let me start by
Give
saying...
us a short version.
Yeah, let me start by saying that the design was really put together by a group of stakeholders. So some people may say, well, this is the airport's project. And while it's a project on the airport, it really and truly belongs to the community. We formed a stakeholder group about 2 years ago, and that group really designed the building. It came up with the concepts. Of course, the architects put the professional touch on it. But we had folks from Beaufort, Bluffton, Hilton Head, different constituencies represented to make sure that that building and the feel and the experience represents what it needs to on Hilton Head Island.
And you mentioned that you're just about done with the design, so what happens next?
Yes, so the design is almost complete. We have to get the last couple of permits, and then the next phase will be the bidding phase, and that's when we engage the contractors and see who's interested in building this great new facility.
Well, that's exciting. So what's our timeline on all this? I mean, what do we think, 5 years type of thing?
Well, I think construction is definitely going to take a couple of years because while we build the building, we still have the airport active, so we'll have people in and out at the same time. So we'll have some phasing out of the old parts and in of the new parts. So it's going to take probably 3 years or so to build, and we can't anchor the start time yet just because we haven't bid the project. So we don't have a clear timeline yet, but we're hoping that it's real soon.
Now, is this going to take the same footprint or go from the same footprint as the current terminal, or are we talking about a whole new spot?
Well, it's going to be in the same location, and so the building that's there now will be renovated and expanded.
Okay.
So that'll be expanded. Then we'll add some new space as well. So we're basically going to triple the size of that building.
Wow, and it's so needed, as we said, just with the increase over the last few years with commercial flights and so much more
Oh, I
happening.
mean, right now, some of the stumbling things, you know, when all the airplanes are going out at the same time, you have a lot of people there. So it takes a little longer. If you want to go to the airport, it takes longer than you think. It's an island airport, but just because of the backlog of people. So that's number one, and that will be relieved in time. Curious, what did this group want? What were the top 3 things that they're looking for this sort of experience at the airport?
Well, experience is a key word, because people want to feel that they're on vacation if they're travelers, if they're visitors,
Right.
that they're on vacation the moment they step off of the airplane, and they feel like they're still on vacation until they leave. So we need to provide that gateway both in and out. And then for the residents, it needs to feel like it's part of their island. They don't want to feel like they're going to a different place when they come to their hometown airport. So that was probably the main thing. The second one is convenience. You know, make it convenient to get to, make it easy to park, and make it easy to get around in the building. And then the third one is just modernize it. Make sure we've got the features that people expect in an airport. It could be concessions, it could be the digital displays, that sort of thing. So you will see a new, convenient, modern building.
Technology is a big thing. When you charging stations, I know that's so important to everybody now as they're waiting, that kind of thing.
Yes, so we'll have all that. There'll be different types of seating in the boarding areas, which will be fun. So you have the high top kind of bistro type work areas where people can work. There'll be lounge type seats where they can relax. We'll have concessions out there, so it'll be the total experience.
Sounds like we just want to go hang out there just for nothing, right?
As we're talking, I'm trying to visualize this building. So right now, it's going to be a 1-story building. Are we having 2 stories? What are we thinking?
It's going to be a single-story building, and but it will have jet bridges too. That's an important thing to note. So
I was just going to say, will we stay dry?
you will stay dry, you'll stay cool, you'll stay warm. So yes.
As we wrap up real quick, how is this project going to enhance, of course, Hilton Head Island's been ranked #1 for years now as far as islands go. How does this play into that projection of keeping it that way?
Well, like I mentioned, as the #1 island, the airport needs to help uphold that and meet the expectations. So for the visitors and the residents, it's got to be right up there with the resorts. You've seen all the resorts really step up and make things beautiful on the island. The gateway's being improved, and so we're the aerial gateway, and so we need to do our part as well.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's exactly right. You are a gateway, and we want that experience for all those reasons. Well, Jon, it's so nice to see you again. I can't wait for you to come back to give us another update.
Thank you.
Or go on tour. We'll go out there and see the new airport soon.
Even better.
Right? A couple of years.
That's a great idea. And we'll be right back with more 843 TV.